Young ladies and gentlemen, greetings to you from your respective places. Once again, you are welcome here on the Evil Consciences platform. So, in international news headlines, the French media outlet France 24 has just focused on the pressing issue of the moment. What Israel needs in order to strike underground locations where Iranian bombs and all things nuclear are hidden. According to the information we have received from the Iranian authorities, which still needs to be verified and confirm the Iranian nuclear program, or at least the most dangerous parts of its nuclear program, are said to be buried. The nuclear sites are reportedly buried 800 meters underground. Yes, that's a figure that still needs to be verified. Is it really 800 meters, I was going to say? Rather, 800 meters underground, not 800,000, of course. 800 meters underground. And even that figure, as I was saying, still needs to be verified. Is it really as deep as 800 meters? Or is it 500 meters? Or is Iran just exaggerating? In any case, overall, the world agrees that Iran's nuclear programs are buried underground. Yes, at a truly considerable depth, which means that destroying them is not easy. So first of all, France 24 sides with Iran when Iran says that everything they destroyed was on the surface. It was a decoy. It was meant to mislead them. And so now, both Iran's allies and Israel's allies themselves admit that they accomplished nothing. Now, Israel has an interest in acquiring a type of weapon that would allow it to bomb underground targets. However, only the United States of America possesses this type of weapon. Only them. And the type of aircraft needed to carry this kind of munitions is also only available to America. America produced these types of weapons, this type of bomb, called the mother of all bombs, in 2003, after the events in Iraq. They tested it, and it was successful. And so, France 24, at least speaking for the West, tells us that this is what Israel needs. But what exactly is it about? What are the difficulties for Israel in acquiring this? And if Israel acquires this, what will be the impact? In this video conference, of course, that's what we're going to talk about, ladies and gentlemen. But before continuing with the video conference, as usual, we need to take the action that motivates me. Yes, and the action that allows us to reach our goal of 1 million subscribers. We need to reach 1 million subscribers quickly, and that depends on shares, likes, and comments. Let's dive deep, ladies and gentlemen. Yes. According to the media outlet France 24, Israel needs the bomb known as the massive ordnance penetrator. That's in English. It's an XXL munition. An XXL munition. That's its size. So it's called the GBU 57 MOP. The GBU 57 massive ordnance penetrator, or MOP, is indeed a conventional bomb. It's a conventional bomb. Very large in size and extremely powerful. Specifically developed for the destruction of hardened targets. It was specifically developed for the destruction of hardened and deeply buried targets, such as bunkers and underground nuclear facilities. So it's the ideal thing for Israel, but Israel doesn't have it. That is, if it's not this, everything Israel has right now can't do anything to Iran. Nothing. They can take action, but it's not effective. Since those monstrous things are buried underground, Iran has prepared itself, So when we look at the characteristics of this bomb, which is called the mother of all bombs, also known as the bunker buster, is designed to destroy bunkers. Now, the Iranian nuclear facilities are buried in bunkers underground. As for its specifications, it weighs about 14 tons. 14 tons. Yes. So it's one of the largest non-nuclear bombs in the world. We are sure that it is not a nuclear bomb. One of the largest non-nuclear bombs in the world. It is designed to penetrate several meters of reinforced concrete. It is designed to penetrate several meters of reinforced concrete and rock before exploding. So it can penetrate reinforced concrete, tear through it, go through rock before detonating. We learned that it is extremely powerful. So it targets underground infrastructures that are resistant to smaller conventional munitions. So the United States developed it because they were motivated by the need to neutralize underground facilities in countries like Iran or North Korea, which are suspected of developing nuclear programs in protected sites. So it is because of them that the United States had this developed so that they themselves could use it. So due to its size and weight, the GBU-57 can only be carried by heavy bombers, specifically the American B-2 Spirit and potentially the B-52 Stratofortress after modifications. So that means Israel has no tool that would allow it to transport it. So if Israel and the United States cooperate, that means it will be America that transports it, and America that will also carry out its launch. In this case, what kind of situation are we facing? We are facing a generalization of the conflict because America would have intervened directly. America would have had to intervene directly in the conflict. But that's exactly what Israel needs right now to achieve its objective in Iran, which is nothing other than the destruction of the nuclear sites. Otherwise, everything they're using right now is useless. It can't do anything. That's why Iran keeps closing itself off. But if America also agrees to give this bomb to Israel and to support it, that means America is getting involved in the conflict. And then Iran might target American installations, and Iran's allies might enter the conflict. And we could slowly find ourselves witnessing the start of World War III. But what proves that Iran will continue to accept being subjected to such humiliation? I don't like to say the word, because the platform censors us. When you talk about humiliation, when the sentence is direct, they censor us. Will Israel continue to accept this? That people say the objective has not been achieved, and then Iran shows images to claim that, by the way, what you destroy were actually fake planes. And so Israel sees the Iranian nuclear program as an existential threat. Its own airstrikes, even with precision munitions, might not be enough to destroy the nuclear facilities. No, the deeply buried Iranian nuclear facilities, Israel cannot destroy them. That's why the GBU-57 is particularly interesting for Jerusalem. So, in any case, this is what Israel needs. And so, ladies and gentlemen, that was the top news story. Thank you for sharing it as much as possible. I'll be back with more news for you shortly. This was the voice of your humble servant, Robert Théa.